One of the great things about Class Climate is the ability to create your own custom surveys for your students. And I'm going to demonstrate how to do that. So the first thing after logging into Class Climate, you're going to want to go over here on the left-hand side of the page under Questionnaires and click the Vivid Forms Editor. This is going to bring up a window where we're simply going to name our survey. So we can add an abbreviation. This could be anything you'd like, maybe just the abbreviation of your course number, and then a title of this survey. And it might be something as simple as the particular class you're teaching, or if it's more specific to a certain learning module or something within the class, you could name it something like that. Now we'll click Apply, and that puts the name of our survey up here at the top, as well on the page view down below here. Now before we get too much further, I will mention that these headings here, organization, subunit, author, and survey, are all customizable. So if you click on one of them, you can edit that text. So for author, you might put your name and click Apply, and it changes author to your name. And you can do that for survey, subunit, and organization. So to get started actually adding questions to your survey, we're going to first add a question group. So up here under Add, click Add Question Group. And question groups are really just basically the title of a particular category of question. For example, you might have questions about a certain subject that you're teaching in your class, or for example, you might have questions that are all pertaining to assignments in your class or assessment methods. So whatever your categories might be, it's just a way of organizing your questions a little easier on your survey. So one category might be assignments. Now you can also adjust the indicator for this particular group of questions. If you want all of the questions to be scaled questions with a certain number of options, you can choose that here. You can adjust the font size, and you can add a text element if you want to, give some instruction about the following questions. Once you've adjusted those settings, click Apply, and it puts our question group here on our survey. So once we have our question group, we can now start adding questions. And we'll click Add Question, and we have a number of different questions we can ask. Scaled questions, open questions, single choice questions where the students are only able to select one of the options. Say you have 5 options, they're only able to pick one of those. One example of that type of question is from the SIR survey, where students select their year in school. They're only able to select one of those. Multiple choice questions, on the other hand, allow students to select as many of the options as they want. Whichever ones apply to them, they are able to select. So once you've selected your type of question, click Next, and then you're going to type in the question. So my example question is, how useful were the assignments in this class? Click Next. And now for scaled questions like this one, you can choose to have an abstention or not. If you want the students to be able to select a does not apply or not applicable option, you would activate the abstention, otherwise leave it deactivated. Choose the number of checkboxes, anywhere from 2 to 11. And then you can individualize the poll labels, so you can add some text. So for my left poll, I might say very useful. Click the Save button. On my right poll, I might say not very useful, and click the Save button. Now if I want to use this type of question with these same settings for a number of questions to come, I could click this use these settings as default for scaled questions box. That way I wouldn't have to add these settings each time. So now I'll click apply, and I have my question. How useful were these assignments in this class? Anywhere from very useful to not very useful, and the students would check the corresponding checkbox. I'd like to show you one more type of question, so I'll click add question one more time, and I'm going to choose a multiple choice question where the students can select as many of the options as they want. I'll click next, and my question might be, which of the following programs did you find difficult to learn? Click next. And for multiple choice questions and the single choice questions, any question that you have a number of options for the students to choose from, you're going to create those options like this. You're going to type in your first option. Mine might be iPhoto, and then once you have your first option typed in, click add option, and it drops that option into the option list below. Then type your next one, which might be iTunes, add option, iWeb, add option, GarageBand, add option, Keynote. All of these are computer programs that pertain to the question I'm asking them. I will then click apply, and I have my question. Which of the following programs did you find difficult to learn? And I have a checkbox next to each one, and the students would be able to check as many of those as they would like because I said it was a multiple choice question. So that's how you add question groups and questions to a survey, and you would repeat that process until you have all of the groups and all of the questions that you wish. Over here under add, there are some other things that you can insert, such as line spaces, separators, text boxes, page breaks, just to kind of customize the look of your survey a little bit. Once you have all your questions and you have it the way you like it, you would then click Save Form and Exit Editor. And now you have this form available under your questionnaires here in the questionnaires box on the left-hand side of your screen, and you're able to now export that, preview it, and make it available for your students.